If you know anything about late animation director Satoshi Kon, then you know he's one of the greatest anime directors of all time, having directed some of anime's greatest films within a span of 20 years. Paprika, Perfect Blue, Millennium Actress. His combination style of surreal psychological filters with stories of intrigue and mystery fit almost any genre, be it horror, comedy, drama. His death in 2010 was a huge loss for the animation world. Well, not only was he great at directing feature films, he also likely had talent in show development. Though we'll probably never truly know, as he did only create one show, it's become one of the great psychological mysteries in all of animation. Paranoia Agent is, on all accounts, one of the greatest stories to be told in the industry alongside Evangelion, Bebop, and One Piece, and yet doesn't have a precise audience. I have a few good ideas as to why, but we'll get to that. Tokyo is plagued by the terror of what seems to be a modern urban legend by the name of Little Slugger, an anonymous boy on rollerblades who will chase you down to assault you with a metal bat. Among his victims are a character designer who's felt immense anxiety from his success, a sneaky tabloid journalist who's ordered to pay the medical bills of an old man after a car accident, and a home tutor who has a dual personality of a prostitute, both fighting for control for her body. Over the investigation, the detectives on the case begin questioning their own realities as their victims' descriptions of the events contradict the current euphoric state of inner peace. What's the meaning behind this phenomena? Who or what is Little Slugger? And is the perspective of the mask the reality of the society, or is it something more complex? Much like Evangelion, Paranoia Agent is a story that on the surface has this subtly weird idea behind it, only for you to later find out that that's the tip of the odd iceberg. It's one of those fine arts examples where not everything is coherent, yet everything still fit like well-worn gloves. From what I've read, Satoshi Kon's conception of the show started off as leftovers of scrapped ideas from his movies. Not only that, they were typically either too esoteric for his films or just not fitting. So in a way, it's impressive how Kon made a story out of actual nonsense. Yet it's still a mind-blowing experience I think should definitely get more recognition. It's told in a very non-linear way and calls attention to minute details from previous episodes, making for a rather enigmatic experience that will catch you off guard because there's also a masterful use of dread whenever you hear the roller skates get louder and louder. And the best part is, you don't know whether or not this is reality. While some of the illusions are obvious, it's the actual Little Slugger that instills this fear for life that the already mentally deteriorating victims cling onto. Speaking of, it's a rather interesting cast too. Not that they're particularly bombastic or extraordinarily written, but because they do serve multiple purposes whilst giving off very similar conclusions to their stories. For example, there's a chippy young schoolgirl who discovers her dad's disturbing secret and is on the verge of a mental breakdown before she's attacked. There's another one with an elementary school boy who faces an inferiority complex to a transfer student and is accused of being the Little Slugger. He's driven to a wall of madness before being attacked himself. These guys and others soon come out not only alive, but with a refreshed vitality, be it relaxing you, being proven innocent, or whatever else. It's a fascinating look in the psychological effects of the everyday world and its expectations on people. It also begs the question, is Little Slugger a good guy? Aside from if he's even real or not, it does compel you to wonder if the story behind him is good. Does he relieve your pain or does he give you an out of a situation you may have put yourself in? The show just has so many layers to how it tells us this narrative in the battle of mental health and societal prospects in that it may even get you to question your own sanity by show's end. In terms of animation, get ready for some freaky shit. The surrealism and tonal make of how gross or demented or playful everything is made creates a beautifully distorted experience in the world. It's smart in using the build-up shots uncomfortably placed but not too unrealistic for atmosphere, and simply letting the mental breakdowns go on the world for themselves in the victim's own POV. The true reigned anarchy of the show can be seen in its opening. It's both ethereal and grounded in both song and imagery, with the latter with excellent symbolism if you look hard enough. The main drawback of the show is how unusual it is. Sometimes the philosophies can get muddied by weird time stuff or the imagery is just too bizarre to fully get the entire picture. There's also some actual gross characters in the show who do serve a purpose, but nevertheless are unlikable, and you wish Little Slugger just swung a little harder for them. And of course, the ending especially can be confusing for some people, and without spoiling anything, it is a doozy if you're not paying full attention. But still, Paranoia Agent is one of those shows where, despite its flaws, still holds up as a testament to how great of a medium anime can be in projecting new and refreshing ideas, even out from the ashes of what was considered nonsense. There's no other way to describe how devastating the loss of Satoshi Kon was other than gazing through his catalog of works. And when the only show he's done turned out to be one of the greatest psychological thrills in all of animation, then we can at least acknowledge how big of a swing he took in this amalgamation of an art piece.